we are in Nathan's 2022 ZL1 Camaro. This one got our 850 horsepower Flex Package. So unlike the GT500, where he has to change tune files from 93 to E85, Nathan can literally drive as much as he wants on 93, half a tank. He can put some E85 in it if he wants, and vice versa, back and forth depending on where he's at. And we install a flex fuel sensor gauge and tune it so it automatically corrects fueling by itself, and same with timing. So the more E85 you have in it, the more timing it's going to have for more horsepower. Right. I think this one made 665, I think, on 93, and we were right at, I think, 740 on E85. I don't remember the torque. Do you remember the torque number?
The torque on E85 was 760. Big torque.
And that's, yeah, so it's like polar opposites of the GT500 we just did. The GT500 torque curve and everything is all up high. This one is all down low. You look at the dyno graphs, it's cool to compare, you know, Ford's newest, baddest GT500 versus GM's, you know, baddest Camaro that they make. And yeah, this thing, what would be baseline? Did we tell you how much the baseline was? 530?
544.
Okay. So a solid 120 so rear wheel horsepower on 93, and then another, what, 50, 60, I guess, on E85.
Yeah.
And this is a stock ported blower with a stock upper pulley. We run our ATI balancer, and I spin the supercharger harder with the larger lower ring. Some people will put a smaller supercharger pulley on it, and we still can, but you get to a point where the supercharger pulley is too small and have enough belt wrap, and the belt slips really bad. So I always go as large as I can on the bottom. From what we have right now, it's as large as we can go with the fuel system that we have, since you still have factory DI injectors and factory mechanical fuel pump. But yeah, I haven't even driven this one yet, but normal driving's feels good so far.
Yeah. And
this is a 2022, and they are getting ready to head to a cruise, about a 1,000-mile cruise later today. So we only had the cars for a week. I didn't have enough time to do the TCM in the 2022. They're a little bit different than the T87s and the older ZL1s, like a 17 to, let's call it a 20. So for right now, the factory TCM file is still in it. The car still runs and drives fine. It's just, to me, the shift points, shift time could be a little bit quicker. I like holding the gears a little bit longer. And also, my main thing when you're roll racing, I like to be able to put it in manual mode, put it in what gear you want, and just floor it and let it shift. Today, we're gonna have to put it in manual mode, and I'm gonna have to be a man and just upshift it, but it's no big deal. It's no big deal. I'm curious to see what how good it hooks up on these tires. So I think we are on straight E right now. So I think it's like 70% ethanol.
I think the P3 gauge said 74.
74?
Yeah.
Let's see here. Yep, 74.9. So second gear. I'm not going to try second yet. Let's just try third and see what happens. Oh, yeah.
And the pops.
How's that sound?
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, so we did put the burble tune in it, so it does pop on decel. I didn't go super crazy to the max with it, but I did go pretty good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like a fine line where it's like excessive,
obnoxious, and annoying.
That's pretty good though.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Feel good?
Feel great.
That was third. It spun, but I mean traction control's kicking on for us. So that was third, fourth, and I grabbed fifth. I'm gonna pull over and save that real quick just so I can see it.
But it hooked, and it just pulled you back in the seat.
All right, behind me, we have Nathan's 2022 ZL1 Camaro getting our 850 horsepower package, I believe. But one thing that y'all seen in a lot of our older videos whether it's a ZL1 Camaro, SS Camaro, or a V3, the suspension components. When we start putting 700, 650, 800, 900 real horsepower to the ground of these cars, when you go out and drive them, they don't feel stable. They feel like, even with a street tire on it, they feel like a car that has slicks on it. The car want to walk side to side. And the reason, as y'all can see, this is a factory piece, lower control arm. You see how flimsy it is versus the new BMR lower control arm that we're installing. We do lower control arms and uppers that we replace. And going from this to this makes the car super stable on the street, just from low rolls and little hard accelerating to keep that rear end from flexing. So after we install these, which are adjustable, we do a full wheel alignment on the car once complete. But just a little thing to show y'all, not only do we, when we add extra horsepower to the car, we also got to make them drive right too.
Was it? That's what it says. Yeah.
So she feel good?
Feels good. This is iteration 1.
Yeah. Next will be, like I said, we do the ported blower next with bigger injectors, bigger fuel pump. That way you can still run straight E.
Yeah.
Dude, you go from 730 to 830 rear horsepower pretty easy. It's just that next jump is just the expensive part is the fueling.
Right.
Is the DI injectors and the big bore pump are just freaking expensive, but you gotta have it. Oh, like I said, I do that. Other people online, they'll put meth on the car and then you don't have to worry about it, right? I just, even Nathan being a car guy and knowing he's gonna probably keep up with it and do everything right, something about if just one time he forgets, or if the pump malfunctions or just something doesn't work, you're buying a new engine that weekend. And I just, again, I used to do it like in 2014 when the direct injected motors came out in the C7s. You know, the easiest way to put fuel in it was put meth on it. It was cheap, easy. We could put a blower on them and, you know, make 600 horsepower, don't run out of fuel. But, you know, we have customers all over the country, heck, all over the world I'm shipping cars to, and I just, now that we have larger DI injectors and mechanical pump, and with the low sides that we do to get away from the meth, it's just, for me, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Other people, like I said, they do it all the time, and they do work. When they work, it works fine.
Right.
It'll even pick up a little bit of power because you're cooling the intake air temps, you know what I mean, going into the blower. But it's just something about putting just gas in the car, like right now, that you don't have to do any maintenance on this car. Put gas in it, go, and
have fun, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Every single time I start it up.
Yes. As long as you like it, man, that's all that matters. To me, this is, if ZL1 customers out there, this is the perfect package for me, because again, put 93 in it or 85 and you're gonna beat, I'd say 90% of the cars out there. 6.2, 6130.
Yeah.
That's no joke on a little street tire. And then again, when you want more, which I know you
put E85.
Yep. And then if you want more from that, then we just port the blower.
Yeah.
And shit, you'll have a 5.7, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
60 to 130. But good?
All good.
Word. That was sick.